Donald Trump is making a fatal blunder after firing his top Navy chief, John Phelan. Donald Trump has ordered his new acting Navy chief, someone by the name of Young Cow, to order the United States Navy to shoot Iranian ships that go near the blockade or that somehow impede on Donald Trump's imaginary minesweeping operation that he claims the U.S. Navy is engaged in right now in the Strait of Hormuz. Let me be very clear. Our Navy is not engaged in minesweeping in the Strait of Hormuz, but Donald Trump, after firing his Navy chief, has come up with a completely fictitious scenario where our Navy is now demining the Strait of Hormuz, removing the mines, and we will start shooting Iranian ships. Completely and utter delusional. And I'm going to show you a moment, Young Cow, the new individual who Donald Trump appointed as the acting Navy chief. This is very, very concerning. CNN reported this morning, Trump orders U.S. Navy to fire on Iranian boats, placing mines in the Strait of Hormuz. Specifically, what Donald Trump posted was the following: I have ordered the United States Navy to shoot and kill any boat, small boats, though they may be. Their naval ships are all 159 of them at the bottom of the sea that is putting the mines in the water of the Strait of Hormuz. There is to be no hesitation. Additionally, our minesweepers are clearing the strait now. I am hereby ordering that activity to continue, but at a tripled up level. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. So he's making up a total lie that there is a mine-sweeping operations right now in the Strait of Hormuz. He's ordering that it be tripled and then ordering the new acting Navy chief to command the Navy and to tell all the Navy admirals and to tell all the top Navy people, fire on Iranian ships. This as there is an indefinite ceasefire that Donald Trump announced after the last ceasefire was about to expire, and Trump said he was going to obliterate Iran. How are you supposed to negotiate with a psychopath like this? How are you supposed to have any discussions that are productive when this is the behavior of an actual lunatic? And I'm not being hyperbolic. Here's what Donald Trump also posted. He goes, Iran is having a very hard time figuring out who their leader is. They just don't know. The infighting between the hardliners who have been losing badly on the battlefield and the moderates who are not very moderate at all, but gaining respect, is crazy. We have total control over the Strait of Hormuz. No ship can enter or leave without the approval of the United States Navy. It is sealed up tight until such time as Iran is able to make a deal! Exclamation point. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Again, lie after lie. Iran knows who their leader is. They've had a unified 10-point framework now for over a month about what their position was. You've been giving all of these contradictory positions. They've actually been able to get over 28 cargo ships through the blockade. There's a specific route they're able to basically take where they go through the coast of Iran and Pakistan and India, and they're able to get these ships out. Yes, you have interdicted a few ships in the Indo-Pacific and outside of the Strait of Hormuz during the ceasefire, which Iran views as a major barrier to re-engaging when negotiations with you. But again, how are you supposed to negotiate with this? Then Donald Trump posts, if there are two factions in Iran, one that wants a deal and one that doesn't, let's kill the ones who don't want a deal. And he's reposting this guy, Mark Thiessen, who goes on state regime media and basically parrots the Trump talking points, and then Trump reposts it. And then he reposts the following from Mark Thiessen. Trump doesn't need a deal to get what he wants from Iran. So as we wrote on the MeidasTouch network, just this morning, Donald Trump said, let's kill Iranians who don't want a deal. I'm ordering the Navy. After firing the Navy chief, Trump goes, I, Donald Trump, am ordering the Navy to shoot any boat putting mines in the strait. And he makes up that our Navy is engaging in demining of the strait. And he orders that fake thing that's not happening to be tripled. We actually have full control over the strait, but I don't need to do a deal. So let's talk about whether or not Trump regime officials view this as an escalation. So state regime media asks, Burgum, Donald, why would Burgum, like the Interior Secretary, even be opining on this? Like, where's the Secretary of State? Where's like the people who are supposed to be responding? But anyway, Doug Burgum is asked, so is this escalation by ordering Trump to kill Iranian naval forces? Is this escalation? Watch what he says. Play this clip.
Mr. Secretary, President Trump just ordered the Navy to shoot, kill any boat laying mines. Is this escalation?
No, not escalation at all. This is just President Trump. Never underestimate his ability to appropriately use leverage to strike a deal that's great for the American people.
Now let's talk about who this new Navy chief is, a guy by the name of Young Cao. And here he is telling Steve Bannon, or talking about a KKK hood with slits as eye holes, and they find this like to be very funny. This is your new acting Navy chief right now. Here, play this clip, or acting Secretary of Navy. Play this clip.
This is great. I know I'll be attacked by the left and call me white supremacist, but I have one ask for them. It's just when you give me my hood, make sure it's got the little slits and not the circles so I can see better.
Captain Hung Cao, thank you very much for joining us in War Room.
More from Young Cao. This is the guy right now who is responsible for the blockade. The guy who thinks that witches have taken over California. Here, play this clip.
There's a place in Monterey, California called Lovers Point.
Yeah.
The original name was Lovers of Christ Point, but now it's become, they took out the Christ, it's Lovers Point, and it's really, Monterey is a very dark place now.
Yeah.
A lot of witchcraft and the,
Right.
the Wiccan community has really taken over there. And we can't let that happen in Virginia. Virginia is, I mean, especially down in Roanoke, they're God-loving
Right.
people.
Right.
Richmond too, and Virginia Beach, and we just need to mobilize Christians across the nation. I mean,
And then, Young Cao is Vietnamese, and he says that he's African American because he once lived in Africa. Like this is his humor. It's so everyone's so woke. He's saying I'm black. What is not even funny, man? Act like a grown up. Act like an adult, please. I don't understand I don't find it funny. I just find this weird it's weird behavior. It's not grown up. It's weird behavior. Play this clip.
And you're conservative, and you love God, and you love America, like all the things.
and I'm African American because I grew up in Africa too. So
Oh, really? An African American Vietnamese. Here we go. So
Now let's talk about, in response to Donald Trump saying that Iran has no leader and they don't know who's running it, the IRGC intelligence organization reacted to Donald Trump saying that. And here's what they had to say. They say, the president of the United States speaks of division in Iran. Well, over the course of 50 days of war, his popularity has dropped 35%. 6 political security officials and 20 military generals have resigned. Dozens of Congress and senators have strongly criticized his performance. 6 of his staunchest media supporters have apologized for aligning with him. Doesn't the Central Intelligence Agency intend to steer the government away from this channel of disinformation? I mean, they're mocking him. This is not a productive way to have discussions. All it shows is you can't speak with him. So it's not a shock that all the reporting right now is that there is a stalemate in negotiations, that Iran refuses to have any communications at all or even meet with Trump negotiators, Witkoff, Kushner, or Vance, because the mere meeting has Donald Trump go on these social media post tirades that misrepresent everything that Iran is saying. They're like, why? If we show up, it's a security risk for us. He's threatening to kill us. So then he wants to negotiate with us. Why would we show up? And then he'll use that to then just make posts that we're surrendering or we're giving up, or he'll make up a fictitious deal. We can't setting aside Iran, Trump, you can never negotiate with anyone who behaves the way Donald Trump does. And look, if you want to behave this way, Donald, if you want to go to war and commit your war crimes and you're so tough and you're going to engage in all that, I don't want you to do it. But either put up or shut up at this point. But you can't just be like, my social media posts are going to create the situation. As I've said, we're in this 2-week loop of failure that Donald Trump is always in his whole life, where he drags things out and then wants a bailout. He's bringing the whole world with him this time as well. Iran's bragging, meanwhile, that they're collecting fees in the Strait of Hormuz with their toll system. I mean, Trump thinks that these social media posts scare him like they're not MAGA Mike Johnson. Like, this is what MAGA Mike Johnson was posting today. Photos of Donald Trump saying, "Hallelujah, a new golden age. Hallelujah." I kid you not. Direct post from MAGA Mike Johnson. Or this post, locked in, him and Young Kim, a congresswoman with like weird laser eyes. I mean, what are these people doing? You know, you have MAGA Republican Addison McDowell saying this. Let's play this clip.
And he demanded a negotiation. And look, let's let him do his thing. He's the best negotiator to ever live. And so I'm excited to see what he can turn out from that. But look, you've got him already saving these people in Iran. They're slaves, and they're going to be murdered. And their lives are being saved because President Trump did what no president could do. And
you have MAGA Republican Troy Downing saying this. Play it.
Obviously, you mentioned earlier about the prices of the gas pumps and all these kind of short-term, economic things. And let me tell you, we all are thinking about that. We're holding that high in our thoughts because people are struggling with that. But there's the bigger issue of what does the world look like with a nuclear-powered terrorist Islamist regime. Right. But a lot of that is temporary, and people. And I'm not discounting the pain at the pump. But even what we've seen has not been as bad as we saw in the previous administration. Right. And this is going to be temporary.
One of the things that President Trump wants as part of this deal is the enriched uranium. Do you anticipate?
You've got Doug Burgum, Interior Secretary, saying this. Let's play it.
When we've got, as you know, Stuart, we have lower taxes, lower regulation, record amount of investment coming into this country. The optimism, I think, from the people is high about where we're going under President Trump's leadership. And again, negotiations continue to try to bring this to a positive close for the world of the United States.
How long do you think it?
And then you have Eric Trump on state regime media today, on Maria Bartiromo, bragging about his companies landing a $24 million Pentagon contract. They did a segment congratulating Eric for being brought into a company that got a $24 million contract with our taxpayer dollars about robotics during the war. It's all a grift. It's all a grift with these con artists, scammers, and fraudsters. Here, play this clip.
And the company's chief strategy advisor, Eric Trump, President Trump's son. Congratulations to you both. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Maria.
Thanks for having us, Maria.
And if you've been wondering, Ben, what's going on with the Lebanon ceasefire with Israel, the Israel ceasefire with Lebanon? Well, Lebanese President Joseph Aoun said that he has no interest in ever meeting with Netanyahu at all. Lebanon's information minister Paul Merkos says the President Aoun hopes to visit Washington. They're going to be asking for an extension of the ceasefire, but stressed he is not even considering meeting with Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu. Do not put me in the room with Netanyahu or I will not show. That's how good that ceasefire is going. There you have it, folks. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.